Hi Capricorn. Ready? Let's go. I'm not going to go through the whole spiel of everything because it gets annoying saying it over and over. But the basics are 7-day reading from the time you're watching this, anytime, anywhere, any place. Yikes, that fell. Judgment card. I recommend watching the videos once or twice, or more than once. And having a pen and paper ready to write down anything that resonates with you. The World. Capricorn, this feels very interesting. Here's your card, the Devil. And no, you're not the devil. The Devil is also an angel. It's also the Capricorn card in the deck. It also means material success, lust, a lot of things actually. So let's start with Judgment. Just give me a moment to get this feeling accurately, because there is a sternness to you. But behind the sternness, there's a gentleness, a tender kind of butterfly feeling. Like you're afraid of reaching just a little higher. Of how people see you and how you've been seen. It's all irrelevant. Don't let yourself fall into that anxiety trap. What else does this mean? What else does this show? Help is coming. 7 days. There's 2 hands here reaching out of the limbo and purgatory of the underworld. An angel blowing a trumpet. A message coming to you. Most likely before the full moon. A decision being made. And it isn't a decision about separation or a decision about loss. It's a decision that'll give you the world in such a way that it could lead you into you know when you get too much of a good thing and you feel like, yeah, I'm worth it, and what? It's not arrogance, it's not pride, it's not greed. It's like a mixture of all of those things. And only people who lack self-esteem attain that vibration. So you are being shown that the universe is giving you something that you are barely ready for. You've done the work, you've done the manifestations, the affirmations, you've traveled, you've set the things in place, you've gotten a hold of your subconscious, you have sent the messages, you have dove deep in your emotions, you've transformed from what you were, and you've grown from the little version of you to someone who's unafraid of dancing, metaphorically and literally. The resolution you've been waiting for, the situation that you've been waiting to hear from will come to you in the next 7 days. There's also a bunny, the spirit of a bunny in here. Right here. 2 hands reaching out as if they're grasping the light of the angel. The angel completely ignoring what was, what is down there, and clearing the clouds with her voice. So the confusion you're experiencing will be cleared up. That which was denied to you will be brought to you, and only that which was denied to you due to distance. This is really about the material world. This isn't so much about your emotions. Your emotions, you have a good grip on them and you have them protected. Maybe you should allow your emotions to come out a little bit, because you've been acting, the way it feels here is that you've been acting very like you got your shit together, but you really don't. And if you would just let people know that you don't have your shit together and you could use some help, you would get some help. But the bottom of the deck here is the Four of Cups, which is the help being offered to you, the love within and without being there for you. New beginning, a gentleness and, sensitivity within you that you're ignoring way, way, way back there. Because you want to put on this facade of strength. And the devil, no matter which mythology you want to go look at it for, or which history, the core fundamental thing of the devil archetype is wanting to be better than they were, when what they were was already perfection. You're already perfect if you would just acknowledge that you also feel and cry and do more than just establish the perfect empire for yourself and then burn it down and then do it again just because you can. Maybe you should take that massive foundational building, structure building strength that you have to where you can go into hell and build a kingdom there and thrive. Like, how many people can say that? Scorpio? It's time to be really honest with yourself, Capricorns. You are far more than the mask you wear. You are far more than the stereotypes and the decisions and things left unsaid. The universe is coming in this week to really, really take your mask off and show you you. But it's going to do it first by showing you in every way that have been holding yourself back and pretending to be something you're not, to make yourself like a puffed up peacock. A peacock is so beautiful. Like, the females don't really have that much glitz and glamour to them. They're gorgeous, but the males are the ones with the feathers and the dance and blah blah. Don't make the universe take your feathers away to show you that you didn't need them in the first place. This card is covered in fire. This card is covered in water and air and the ecosystem of life. This Devil card doesn't have a male and female trapped. It doesn't have chains. The chains are on herself. There is no male because she's also male and female. There is no death. There's actually the raven there. The fire isn't burning anything other than that which was destroyed already, including the skull. And she's sitting there burning herself down with it. Complete self-sabotage. Chaining yourself to what you think needed to be done because of how you hurt somebody or someone hurt you, and you're like, I'm going to suffer because if I suffer and show these people that I suffer, then they'll know I have an emotional capacity. You could just show them you have an emotional capacity by baking a cake. You don't have to destroy yourself to come back to life over and over in this cycle of life and death just so you can show that you're human. The 15, 1 and the 5 goes to 6. The 6 being reminiscent of the 6 of Cups in the tarot, which is soulmate. And in the Fairies Oracle, it's the singer of connection. Someone really hurt you and caused you to bring your guard up. And you hid behind the vanity of your beauty on the outside, while the inside you've been just burning it down. It's time to stop burning yourself down and build from that which has burned you. Anything bad that happened to show you how to make good out of it. Take a hint from the Scorpios. If you're given poison, learn how to make medicine from it. Don't drown in it. If you're being given a massive wildfire, don't go burn the planet down. Instead, make multiple campfires, build warmth, light a stick with each part of this and share it to the world and enlighten the world. The devil, the Lucifer, was the light bearer, the light bringer. Don't burn yourself in your own light. The Capricorn sign has the tail of a fish and the head of a ram. The unification of both land and sea, emotions and foundations, body and spirit, life and death, money, fame, water, currency, the cosmos, the galaxy, beautiful white tigers. I mean, how many of those do you see? And you're perfectly capable of attaining all of this. But you have to be ready to hear what needs to be heard within you and around you. If you keep hiding from the fertility inside you and then saying, I'm so lonely, I'm just going to go do 1,000 one-night stands. Why? Why? You can travel the world and do 1,000 one-night stands all across the world instead of sitting in your apartment and doing it. If you're going to do it with class. These are 3 major arcana. You're going through something massive and you're avoiding it by hiding behind the human material world. And it's not being allowed for you. Just like that car starting up, this week your life is being started up again. If this is in regards to business, you have the opportunity this week to create such a piece of art or a job or something that is within your grasp that you barely feel worthy of, that will potentially bring you to so much fame and success that it could corrupt you. Too much of a good thing. Not accepting the good thing, letting the universe blast you in the face with a horn, having everything at your feet and dancing around it and thinking, whatever, I got all of it, what do I care? I'm the world, what do I care if a continent sinks? Boom, that's how you become the devil. You must care for every life form within you and around you, even the bacteria on you and in you. When you wash your hands, you're basically committing genocide. Really, I mean, it sounds hugely harsh, but that's what you're doing. You're committing this massive injustice within yourself because of too much of a good thing or too much of a bad thing, and you're burning the foundations you've spent so long to build. All because of what is this word in English? God, speak through me. Pettiness. You're being petty. You're being petty, and this spread is showing you don't be petty. You're going to get called out. You're going to lose everything you've had. More distance is going to come between you and what you want if you continue to try to control everything. And your method of control, the way it feels to me now, is you're controlling everything by completely being self-destructive. Go for it. You want to be self-destructive? Go for it. Because this is what this is too. Having everything offered to you and you're like, whatever, I don't want it. But you do. You just want somebody to coddle you to the point where you're going to be like, oh yeah, I guess I do want it. Okay. Dear sweet Capricorn, quit being a little brat. Set yourself free of the self-imposed prison you've put yourself in. This could mean you're gonna get proposed to the point where you have the world at your feet and you're gonna have great sex with your husband or wife. This could mean that you're about to get a promotion and you're gonna move to a different state or a different country in the world and you're gonna be the most badass baddie over there doing everything you're doing. infinitely better than what you were doing now. Judgment is about communication, internal and external, commitments, separations, moving up from where you were. This is everything. It's the world. It's literally everything. The completion, the finalization, the moving forward, the restructuring, ecosystems, love, marriage, legacies. And this makes me feel sad for you. Because only you can take all of your blessings away from you. And the only way you can do that is by allowing yourself to feel ungrateful and to control things. You can't control anything, not even your own heartbeat. Why do you try? Can we get a little more clarity on this, please? Tom the poet. Bottom of the deck, singer of courage. Capricorn, have the courage to accept the love being given to you. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in this miserable state of existence that you've been in, working day in and day out, doing nothing but wasting your life for nothing. There's somebody that is looking at you, waiting for you to put this. You know, when there's some teenagers, and I don't want to bring up any wounds in people, but I kind of do. You know, when someone is in so much pain. Yeah. The dark night with a single point of illumination. You know, when someone is in so much pain that they start cutting themselves, they start being really promiscuous, they get into prostitution at times, they're like, oh, well, I can't do this, this is what I have to do to survive. No, it ain't. When they have love that's being offered to them, they're like, yeah, he's just not very attractive to me. Or yeah, he just doesn't make money enough. Or any number of reasons in the material world. Cut that shit out. Don't be petty, Capricorn. Don't be petty. And I apologize if this is like really harsh to you, but you need it. You're being given a pearl by the universe, and you are ready to smash that pearl and make it dust and blow it away just to see it go fly away pretty. Don't be petty. Everybody goes through pain, and pain fucking sucks. But someone very dear to you, whether you've met them or not, is literally waiting, looking at you, just as weird as you are, your exact match, for you to stop being self-destructive, to give any inkling that you see the staircase of self-worth in front of you, and you're taking the first steps, regardless of if you go one step a week or one step your entire year. Take the first step of accepting better than you've known. Even if you're moving to a different apartment and it's like blank empty and you have no furniture, go do it anyway. Sit your ass on the floor. Have like pajama parties by yourself on the floor with blankets. I did. Now I have a bunch of more stuff. And it's just stuff. But what it's taught me is I can do anything on my own, and even more with another person. All I have to do is allow myself to know and feel that I'm worthy of better. That the dark night can only last so long, and there's no reason for me to cause harm to myself in any way just because I'm hurt. And then when someone sees those scars or the pain on your face or the lines from crying so much, do you want them to feel sympathy for you? Can you just grasp this for a minute? Have you ever been to a place where there's a lot of people that are really emotionally upset? Or have you gone to a friend's house who's constantly crying? Do you respect that person? Or do you feel pity for them? When someone is hugging you and nurturing you and coddling you, or when you're doing that to them, do you feel respect for them? Do you feel a sense of maturity and adulthood from within them? No. You feel that they are a child to be nurtured. So inside of you, inside of most Capricorns, is a child that needs to be nurtured. That child was not nurtured when it needed to be. It was told to go do its own thing and grow up. Well, I'm telling you, you've grown up enough. Now nurture the child inside you that's sabotaging all the good away from you. Treat yourself like you are your own mother. Treat yourself like you're your own father. Go to Chuck E. Cheese. Go buy yourself a puzzle. Go buy a video game console and play some games. Indulge yourself in the simpler things in life instead of making empires to burn down and to rebuild just because you can. And if you can do so much with empires, why don't you go buy some acres of land and grow a permaculture garden? That'll keep you busy. You can't fuck it up, and everybody will benefit from it. You can give free food away to everybody. Just buy an acre of land and make a wildlife preserve for yourself. Make a bird sanctuary. When I was in Wisconsin, somebody had built an entire structure across from a hospital. Within 2 weeks, a husband and wife built it together, made an entire art gallery in it for local artists, built a coffee shop next to it, a gardening center right next to behind the coffee shop, so people going to buy coffee could wander around the garden center and then go see the art gallery. And all outside a hospital, which meant people coming out of the hospital and being a little traumatized from those experiences would go in there and have a relaxing day. Why aren't you doing stuff like that? You're wasting your time feeling miserable for yourself when you could be doing so much with your power. Even in the dark night of the soul that you're going through, the hero's journey, what the fuck ever you want to call it. Why aren't you building a lighthouse? You don't have to make it easy for people, because if it's easy for them, they're never going to learn the lessons. But build something right outside the dark night of the soul's gate. What would you want to experience if you were feeling better right now? Why don't you go do that for someone else? That which was will not be allowed to continue. That which has hurt you and allowed you to sabotage yourself won't be allowed to continue. When you do something detrimental to yourself, or you avoid getting something and allowing yourself to receive so much, the universe will blast you with it. And it will literally, like, I didn't move from an apartment that so much bad stuff had happened, and the universe burned the apartment down and forced me to move. God forbid these things happen to you, but seriously, the blessings must come to you, and if you keep denying them, they will come to you in a way where you will be afraid of them. And then you will think you're being punished. You're not being punished, you just don't know how to receive. You're too busy building and giving in a way that isn't even making you feel whole. And in the highest vibratory sense of reading this, if I was going to take the peak of this massive iceberg I'm seeing and just give you the most facade explanation of this, you're being asked to have the courage to face the truth about yourself, because in doing so, you get everything you've ever wanted, and you will indulge in it like a kid in a candy store. And then the love of your life comes out when you're out the door of the candy store. But first, you must learn how to indulge without being greedy. And really, is it that bad to be in a forest tonight? It's beautiful flowers, some grassy paths, trees in the background. Not that you can see them, I can barely see them. And a beautiful moon illuminated through the clouds. Find the beauty in the darkness. If anyone can do it, it's you. Under the Singer of Courage is Geo the Slow, the card of slowing down and appreciating what it is you have. Remember this? Not appreciating what you have. None of those cups are spilled. There's even a deer in the background and mushrooms growing and lichen on the tree and a castle in the background. A full moon, birds everywhere. Yeah, what about it? What about it is that you're being a brat. Don't be a brat. From business opportunities to love opportunities. Love, marriage, everything you've ever wanted, handling it with grace, allowing the light to shine. In any situation, look for the divinity within it all. Courage, or else the cycle will continue. If you don't face what's coming this week with courage, which is beautiful, what's coming this week to you is good, great, wonderful things. There is nothing bad here other than your sense of You know what this makes me hear in my mind and my body and my soul, other than that siren? Why doesn't Capricorn love herself or himself enough to allow herself to be happy? Was it really, really that bad that no one has ever gotten through what you went through and that you think you have the right to sit and wallow in your own pain? Really? What you went through was so much more than what anybody else went through that you're justified in doing that? Tell me more. Have the courage to grow up emotionally. There are no emotions here. Emotions are being ignored here. Emotions are being taken for granted here and not being used by you. They're being used by all of those around you. But you're just fine. Yeah, it's okay. No, it's not. You deserve better than to constantly reach for something that you're not allowing yourself to receive. Why even reach for it? She's not reaching down to help you. She's literally saying it's fine if you just wiggle your feet, your little finny tail, and swim up. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing holding you down. If a bunny can do it, why can't this bitch? Have the courage. Have the courage. And look, the brightest point on this card is the root. Get over the fear, or else the fear will come to you in different ways until you manage to overcome it. You know, when people have a fear of spiders, the universe brings them 1,000 different looking spiders, and then a video on Facebook of a cute little spider, and on Charlotte's Web, and then you're like sitting there peeing, and then there's just a spider in the wall in front of you, and you're like, really? Really? Or you're about to go to bed and you're just like walking through the bedroom and then there's one in the corner. I got used to spiders real quick and I learned how to put them in a little glass cup with a piece of paper on top and take them outside and say thank you for visiting. Make peace with your fears. Your fears are only the lower vibration of your blessings. Let me get one more card for you here, because there's something else that needs to be said here. And there's so many facets of you. As always, you're one of the most intricate beings in the zodiac. Not that the other ones aren't. Look. There could be a Scorpio in your life that's really trying to get you off your butt. Focus. And there is that skull. Look at that. You're going to get through it. Whether you have to wrap yourself in a blanket to climb out of hell and take the hand of your inner child and move up, you're going to do it. But all those people that hurt you be the foundation that helps you climb up. And then when you're up there, sprinkle blessings on them. The scythe that the death card is holding. Reaping your rewards. That child within you, the being you've already had a transformation. You've already had your reawakening, and you're just wasting time. That kid's like 5 years old. It's like for 3 to 5 years, you've already been okay. You're just pretending to not be okay because you're afraid of being lighter than air. I know it's scary, and not to be stereotypical about your zodiac sign, but you're more accustomed to the foundations of the earth. Water, fire, the earth itself. Now it's time to utilize air and spirit and aether. I mean, if I was speaking to this itself, when it fell from grace, from the Garden of Eden in heaven, don't you think that it fantasizes about going back someday? Why do you think they want to bring heaven on earth? Because they're too lacking self-worth to go to heaven again, to release the heaven from within them. So take the advice of this death card. Release the heaven within you and allow it to lift you up from the depths of where you've been. I know it's scary, but if you go real slow, you can do it. What's this? Really? Really? There is no indecision. We're just going to turn that over. There is no indecision about this. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. The universe, God, infinite spirit will not allow you to sit in here because it's not about you anymore. It's about who you're becoming. Love yourself enough to face your fears. You are worthy of being beautiful. You are worthy of seeing yourself as beautiful, successful, and loved. You are absolutely worthy of being seen as someone who has endured and transformed and regenerated, rejuvenated, and now you're sustaining more than just yourself. You're sustaining and blossoming an entire life force. Allow it to help you too. For when you do, it will manifest in the physical world for you. But first you must allow it energetically. Otherwise, if you're waiting for help from somebody in the physical, they can't get to you in the physical because you're not allowing it in the energetic. Oh, I'm fine on my own. Girl, no you're not. No you're not. You're sad and you're lonely. I don't care who you say it, who you deny it to, I feel it. This kid tells me everything. I could have done this reading with one card, had it been this one. How much longer are you going to wait in hell for someone to come pick you up in the way that you want them to? Get yourself out of it. You're worth it. And if you need any advice, If you need any help, book something with me. Communicate with me. My email is listed on my YouTube page. But first and foremost, be still within yourself and feel the thing you want to feel from other people inside you, for that being inside you that has waited for you since it was 4 to 5 years old, for you to be the age you are now to get your shit together and give yourself a better life. The only person you're betraying is the child you were. Ding dong. I love you. It's time to love you too.